Okay, welcome everybody to the board policy meeting for May. Um, just briefly, we have 7 policies up for vote this month. Policy 150, a bunch of 300 policies, policy 611, 626.1, 707, 832, and 918. For second reads, we have policies 122, 123, 123.2. And then for first read, we have policy 113.1, discipline of students with disabilities. It was recommended to me, Mrs. Leon is not here tonight, but she did email me earlier. The Instructional Affairs Committee did review this policy. There were very, very few changes to the original language. I'm gonna say that they're so insignificant that I don't even feel the need to necessarily read through them at this moment, because if anybody's interested, you can read it, but it's not changing anything substantively about this policy. Policy 113.2, which deals with behavior support. Again, this really wasn't changed substantively at all. A couple of terminology, a couple of extra words here and there. And again, it's not changing anything substantively. IA reviewed this and approved it as is. And then last policy is 247, hazing. Basically, it says don't do that. It's not nice. It's dangerous. Stop being that way. I know Mrs. Leon pointed out specifically under guidelines that there's a couple of checked boxes and then there's a couple of boxes that aren't checked, and it was vetted by IA. Everybody seems to be on the same page that this is the best way to handle some of these incidences. And then, we're going to go through a few reads of this. So for those 3 policies that are up for discussion tonight, I would just encourage the board to take a look at them. See if you have any questions. You can direct them at Mrs. Leon, or you can send them to me and I will be happy to send them to her. So that's actually all for the specific agenda items tonight. For the PSBA liaison report, I think the best way to do it is maybe to throw it to you, Dr. Lee, because we had a very, very successful event here last Thursday.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, we did. I appreciate the opportunity to comment and share our Ben Salem experience and try and recreate as much Ben Salem hospitality as I can. But we had a press conference that was co-sponsored by Pennsylvania Association of School Administrators, PA Schools Works, and also PCCY. Thank you for your participation, your attendance, you too, Mrs. Odie Snyder. It was good to see you all. We also had other Bucks County districts in attendance with us. Morrisville, Centennial, Bucks County Intermediate Unit, Bristol Borough, and also the Philadelphia School District came up to support the event and share their ask of our General Assembly. Don't forget public education. It is true, we've been the beneficiary of federal support through CARES Act, HEROES Act, and American Rescue Act, but those fixes will just hold us over through COVID. And you have told us, and we hear it, do not use that money for recurring costs, and we won't. However, we have recurring costs that need to be funded adequately, fairly, and appropriately. So don't forget us in Harrisburg, please, please, please. If I could advance the conversation a little bit, it is budget development time. I think you all get that picture and understand it. Along with budget, there are a number of school code alterations and possibilities that are being bannered about in Harrisburg. I can assure you that I am connected to those conversations follow them, and I can also assure you that our delegation in Harrisburg is listening and supportive and incredibly responsive. That would be Senator and Representative Tomlinson. So, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great event, and it's interesting to see that there are really districts who, Morrisville, for example, is ground zero for what happens when you don't fund public education. They're every year they're inches from catastrophe, and that's not an exaggeration. So it was great to have everybody here. We were proud to host it. It was very, very exciting to be the host of this kind of event. And this event was held all across the state.
And we were one of 6 venues that had a simultaneous press conference to share the same message and ask.
Right. And so the ask was really for the General Assembly to fund the public education the way the governor proposed, with the understanding that anything more than a holdover budget like we had last year is helpful. But, it needs to be as much as possible because, frankly, it's easier on the taxpayers if it is. The way it breaks down, it's less money out of people's pockets if it's coming from the state. So we're just hoping that they'll allocate more money this year than last year. But it was a great event, and I thank Dr. Lee for having it. We had a really nifty little backdrop that it was really nice.
Yeah, we looked good, didn't we?
Yeah. It was pretty cool. So that was it. Is there anything else anybody wants to discuss for policy tonight? Well, in that case,